Hey guys, Shibley182 here, and welcome to part 30 of my horror DVD collection. I don't know why I've been putting this movie or this franchise off for so long. I've talked about all my other favorite franchise, well, not all of them, most of them. There's still a few more I want to get to, but this one, definitely I should have done by now, and I don't know why I haven't. So I'm going to stop blabbing on here, and today we're going to talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street, a kick-ass 1984 slasher film, written and directed by Wes Craven, one of the horror masters in my opinion, by far one of my favorite directors. I love almost everything Wes Craven does. There's only a few movies of his I really don't like. Um, like I said, written and directed by Wes Craven. It stars Heather Langenkamp, Johnny Depp, John Saxon, and of course Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. And if you don't love Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, well then, you got a problem, because Robert Englund is kick-ass, and his portrayal of Freddy Krueger is just amazing. I love everything about it, and that's kind of making me cautious about this new Nightmare on Elm Street remake coming out. Don't know why they didn't offer the part to Robert Englund. He is the only one who can play Freddy, in my opinion. And if you can let Brad Dourif come back and do the voice of Chucky again for the Child's Play remake, why can't you let Freddy come back, or let Robert Englund come back and play Freddy? That's all I want to say about the remake. So yeah, anyway, A Nightmare on Elm Street, like I said, all that crap, who it stars and who wrote and directed it. So the storyline is pretty much your basic slasher. You got a group of teens. In this one, you got Nancy and her best friend Tina. Tina's having these nightmares about this burned guy, deformed guy with the razor glove. He's stalking her in her dreams, and she's been having these nightmares for a while, and she's really scared to sleep by herself. So she invites all her friends over. Nancy ends up staying the night. Johnny Depp's character comes over, and Tina's boyfriend Rod comes over to spend the night also. During the night, while Rod and Tina are sleeping, Nancy and Johnny Depp's character are in separate rooms, while Rod and Tina are in the same room. Tina's having a dream. No one knows this, obviously, except for the audience watching the movie, and maybe Tina. And she gets killed by Freddy Krueger. When she gets killed by Freddy Krueger, one of the greatest death scenes, I must say, of all time. She's getting dragged across the ceiling after her chest is slashed open by the four fingers, but you don't see the four fingers. It's just like an invisible hand slashes her chest open, which I always thought was just amazing. And then when she gets dragged all over the room, and she kind of gets swung and knocks Rod into the corner there, and just the way he's freaking out and not knowing what's going on, and I just thought that whole scene was really well done. So yeah, anyway, after Tina's murdered, Rod takes off from the room before Nancy and why can't I think of Johnny Depp's character's name right now? I'm just drawing a blank. Anyway, Nancy and Johnny Depp come into the room to find Tina dead, and the room just soaked in blood. The cops and everyone think Rod committed the murder. The only one not really believing that is Nancy. She believes that this guy who was stalking Nancy in her dreams is responsible for the murder. And then she started streaming about him herself. So she goes and she talks to Rod in prison, and Rod tells Nancy, before Nancy tells Rod anything. Nancy never tells Rod anything about this man she's been dreaming about, and Rod just happens to bring up that he's been dreaming about this guy in a dirty sweater with these four sharp claw and a glove. And so that's when Nancy starts really putting it together, realizing that Rod didn't do this, and it was really that this guy from their dreams is really able to cause real life damage on these kids and kill you in real life. And that's pretty much the premise of the movie. She's got to find a way to even it up a little bit. He's got all these powers that he can use in his dreams, and you're pretty much shit out of luck when you're in a dream sequence with Freddy Krueger. You're not going to kill him. There's no way to kill him. To kill him, you have to pull him out of the dream world, and that's what Nancy realizes. And the final battle is truly awesome. There's like a 30-some-odd second burn. Freddy Krueger gets set on fire again, and another great scene in my opinion. Just a truly, truly amazing film, guys. I love everything about this. Yes, the sequels probably did tarnish this a little bit, but I do love the sequels, straight through, all the way to Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, some of them were kind of cheesy, and the humor kind of took over. Same within the Child's Play series, but I'm sorry, guys, Freddy Krueger just holds a special place in my heart. Wes Craven, the master of horror, in my opinion. I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree. A lot of you guys love John Carpenter. A lot of you guys love Dario Argento, stuff like that. But my true favorite is Wes Craven. If I couldn't pick Wes Craven, well then yes, guys, it would be John Carpenter and then Rob Zombie. But Wes Craven is always at the top of my list. I love him so much. I love his films. Like I said, there's only maybe 2 that I hate, but I'm just repeating myself now and I'm getting off topic again. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street, that's pretty much the premise of the movie, guys. Nancy's got to find a way to get Freddy into the real world, so she's got a fair shot to beat him and to possibly kill him. Yeah, great deaths, great slasher element, great everything. You know, I just cannot give this film enough props. I just love it so much, and I don't know how it took me this long to even talk about it. So, yeah, this is the Affinifilm version. It's got the slip cover. I like this cover a lot better than that one, so I'm glad I got the slip case. But this one's still pretty sweet. It is a 2-disc. You get the feature film. If I can get that to stop for a second. And like your special features or whatever. So, and I only paid like $9 for this at a pawn shop. I had the snap case, old, like with the whole red thing. I had that version, but I got rid of it. I traded in at the pawn shop and got this one. There's the back. Special features. Keep it there for a second so you guys can read it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I just don't feel like reading them all off right now. Hopefully I haven't bored you to death with this video. Thank you so much for sitting through it, watching it, whatever. Part 31's next. I'm either going to do A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, or I'm going to go off into The Return of the Living Dead, or something different. Black Christmas, I haven't decided yet. I can never make up my mind. It's always a last minute decision right before I sit down to make my video. I think about what one I want to do and make up my mind. So I've said this before. If you have any suggestions, suggest it, and maybe I'll do it. And see you next time. Everyone have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Sorry I forgot to mention that in my last video. Well, my last video was before Thanksgiving. Plus, I'm up in Canada, so we already had our Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. You guys kick ass, and I will talk to you later.